So this is a Bailey Unicorn Merida. I'm just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel, handbrake, ATC lights, and the connection for the car. You'll receive a separate video on this, the connection, a hitch up to the car, which is a generic video we use for the majority of the vans. Down on the right hand side of the van at the front, you've got your wind down leg, and you have one on the other side as well. Then coming further back, you have your water pump connection, which simply pushes into the side of the van, and your ACK roll down below. Then also got your heating flue for the heating and hot water. Then you've got your heating and hot water flue for the van, so that's your gas flue essentially for the van. Below that you've got your motor mover, as you can see, which we'll come back to later in the video. The wheel nuts, which will be torqued before you collect the caravan. And the locker on the side here. Side of the van, you have your gas bottle locker, 2 gas bottle tie downs, and your gas regulator on the side of the van itself. Coming further back, you've got your toilet flush tank. So this tank here takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. As you can see, drain down before towing. We always do recommend you do that so the toilet fluid doesn't splash about inside of the van. In the locker at the back of the van, you have your toilet waste cassette. To release it, you pull the handle up here and pull the cassette towards you. You'll put 1 litre of water in here before use and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back, you've got a pressure release button so you can tip the waste away from inside the cassette. So going around to the back of the van, wind down legs on either side at the back. So you've got one there that's up at the moment, and then you have the wind down leg on the other side. Coming down the door side of the van, you've got your fridge vents, as you'd expect to see. It's like the hot air out of the fridge unit. You've got your connection for aerial connection and power socket for if you want to have a telly out in the awning. You've then got your underbed storage with motor mover power key in the locker, which I'll come back to, motor mover control box, and your mains power unit. You've then got your 240 power connection at the front of the van from on site, and a gas barbecue point also. Like I said, the motor mover I'll come back to later in the video. Going inside the van, nice and warm in here, heating's been on. The control panel by the door, you've got your mains power on and off, water pump run, internal lights, an awning light. You've then got your TV connections and your switches above for the lighting inside the van individually, as you can see. So the first thing you do when you come inside the van is fill the water system. As you'll be able to see in a second when I turn the tap on, the water system is already full and it's already running hot from the tank on board. So as you'll be able to see, it's steaming hopefully in a moment. Oh, I've turned the pump on. I haven't turned the pump on. So as I said, to make sure the water system is bled, you'd open all the taps up on the hot side before you turn the water pump on. But as you can see at the moment, the water system is full, and hopefully in a moment you'll see that steam away. Maybe a bit warm in here for you guys to see the steam, but I can see it steaming as that water's coming through the system. So at that point, what we can do is, once all the taps are open on the hot side, as you've done previously with your old van, is come underneath the seat. At the back of the seat, you will see the yellow valve just about down there. When it's parallel with the floor, the water system is ready to be filled, and when it's pointing towards the bottom of the seat, you can actually drain the water system down. So, at that point, with the ACK roll connected on the outside, we'll come over to the control panel. We'll turn the water pump on and let the water system build up pressure and eventually get water running out of each tap continuously. Once the water's running through every tap continuously, you can shut off each tap, and then you can go over to your control panel for your heating and hot water. So on the same side as I'm just going to turn down the heating. A little bit warm in here, to say the least, at the moment. So first of all, as you can see at the top here, you've got your room temperature, so you've got down or up for your temperature. Below that you've got water on, so the water heater will come on at that point. It'll actually be a timed boost if the heating's on. So if you've got heating on, then it will be a timed boost for the water system. If you haven't got the heating on, you will need to make sure you turn the heating on by the water heating on by pressing the button just here, so that block goes completely black. Below that you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan, so you've got off, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts or 3, so depending on what site you're on you'll be able to select the relevant temperature or the relevant power supply. And if you want to use gas on board the van, you can simply hit the gas button and it will self-ignite on gas. In the hot water control panel also you have got some other options. You've got menu here. You can go through the different settings in the manual for the caravan. In here you can also set timers for the heating and hot water and prioritising what power supply you use. Like I said, for these options you'd have to read the manual to go through them. If I did them in the video it'd take 2 to 3 hours probably to explain them on their own. What I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to turn off the heating and the hot water and the gas supply, just so it's already turned off when I drain the water system down. Which at this point I'm actually going to do. So when we go underneath, so to drain the water system, we're going to come over to the control panel, turn off the water pump, open all the taps up in the central position. And then I can open the drain down valve just below the seat. So as you can see now, the valve is actually pointing towards the bottom of the seat and the water is draining out of the van. Cooker, self-explanatory, igniter on the front as you can see, and gas valves etc. on the front as you'd expect to see also. The fridge, you've got mains power and temperature control on the right hand side. Then you've got your 12 volt supply for when you're travelling down the road, if you're towing for instance. And then you've got your gas at the bottom. To get it to ignite on gas, you'll press in the temperature valve and hit the igniter. Then when it does ignite, just on this side, it won't ignite at the moment because there's no gas on the van, but that little red line will come round into the green, and if it has ignited it will stay in the green. Turn the fridge off, spin the dial round to the off position at the top, and that will turn off the fridge completely. Oh, microwave above, as you can see, just to show you it's working. Hopefully you can hear it making a noise, and as you can see the inside being cleaned and got ready for you. Toilet system in the bathroom, electric flush on the back wall, as you can see. You've got your toilet waste cassette underneath as you would normally have, and then you've got your toilet waste flap to allow the waste into the cassette underneath. With the toilet cassette you will need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across towards the caravan when you try and remove the toilet cassette from underneath the van. Next thing we go through is the motor mover on the outside. So we're going to go through the motor mover now and demonstrate how that works. In the locker on the door side of the van, you'll actually see in that particular locker there is the red power key. At the moment it's in the on position. You can turn the key around 90 degrees to the anti-clockwise and that will turn the power off to the movers itself. But as you can see it's on at the moment and ready to go. At that point when the mover's turned on, you'll come back to the controller and you'll press the 2 green buttons to get the controller to come on. And to engage the mover against the wheel, we're going to press the middle red central button, as you can see here, the red button, and the 2 arrows on this side. And you'll see at that point it's starting to operate. Once it's stopped making a noise, it is ready to use. So you'll release the handbrake at the front of the van. Handbrake off. And then we'll go and get the controller, and we should have forwards. Backwards. Turn. And turn. And the same at the rear. And the same with the opposite side. If you want to turn the spot, 2 buttons opposite each other. It'll actually spin in its position as you'd expect it to. Once you're done with the mover, you pull the handbrake on. Press the central button and the 1 arrow on its own. And you'll see the mover coming off. So you'll always wait until the mover again has stopped, the mover and motor stop flashing. So as you can see, it's still flashing away at the moment. Once it stops like that, give it a second, because it will make another noise after that, and it will flash again. And then you can turn the controller off. Once the controller's off, you can turn the power off in the locker on the side of the van. And that's the motor mover working as it should. So that was the Bailey Unicorn Merida. As we said at the start of the video, if you have any further questions, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.